I'm live. Hello, it's God's Magic. Hope everyone's doing good today. So, today we're going to be talking about playing dumb and let them think you're clueless. And you already know where this is going because a lot of times, all of us, probably some of us, like to really correct people and let them know that they're not going to be able to walk all over us. That's just a normal thing to do. But when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to you working on your goals, your destiny, your calling, um, getting deeper into your path, building your relationship with your guides, your angels, God, Jesus, Holy Spirit, when you're thinking about getting deep with these things, there's a lot of people sometimes who challenge what you do or what your calling is, I should say. Excuse me. Because the moment you share your knowledge, what do? They go talk about it. And then they won't tell you what they were saying about you to these other people. That's okay, because what I've learned is playing dumb and letting people think that I'm clueless has really worked out. And my benefit of, it's also a lesson for me to keep my mouth shut on things I shouldn't be talking about. But at the same time, like the live I made Monday about the truth being revealed, it's the same thing. This kind of goes with the truth being revealed, playing dumb and let them think you're clueless. There are some people that will sit in front of your face, will sit in front of your face and will play and will act as if they're innocent and they didn't do anything wrong when they have hidden motives and hidden intentions really while they're talking to you. And a lot of us who have discernment and empathy, we pick up on that stuff really quick. So when your guides show you that someone is talking about you or talking about your situations or stuff like that, or you feel like a spiritual, foresight, like that they're talking about your spiritual path and how they are criticizing it, judging it, probably whatever. But when the thing comes to confrontation and it comes to facing that reality with that person you talked about, consciously people don't understand. And here, when you talk shit, let me correct myself. I'm not trying to cuss on YouTube, but when you talk crap about people, your attitude is going to affect your surroundings. If you're talking so much crap about somebody, that's not facts, but it's opinions. And what are opinions? Things based on how you feel and what you see. It is not at all fact. Opinions are based on something from you, your mind, and what you feel and think. And then the facts are facts, and they're hard and stone. They're right there. They're facts. So play dumb. Let them think you're clueless. When these people come up to us and they're talking to us about, oh, how have you been? What are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. And your discernment is showing you some red flags of what's going on. Just play dumb. Don't try to prove anything. That's where people get messed up. A lot of people are like, let me prove myself. I am something. I am worth it. We already know that. We already know that as individuals that we are worth it, and we are worth more through Christ. Those of you who practice with Christ, because if Christ is in us, then who can be against us? You know what I'm saying? And we have life inwardly. The Bible says we have endless flowing. I think it's around the lines of like rivers of flowing life in our. Hang on, let me look it up. Rivers of living water. There we go. Okay. Rivers of living water. We have rivers of living water within us. So we're alive inwardly. These people that try us and try to get us to act a certain way to prove a point, you know what I'm saying? Just play dumb. What do you mean? That's not what I told you. What do you mean? You know what I mean? So when it comes to people trying you and trying your spiritual path, testing you, all these things are people that that your discernment's been telling you that they're being fake to your face, but they're being high and mighty and all these things behind your back and talking about your name. People don't understand that spiritual people, we know when someone's talking about us. We know, we can sense it, especially when you're around the person. You know what I mean? Because then they start getting guilty, and then they start asking certain questions certain ways they never have before. Then they start going into different languages. Then they start going into different. There's a real sign of when you really been talking some crap out your mouth that shouldn't have come out your mouth because it was none of your business anyway. But the whole point of this live is to just basically tell you that those people that do come and challenge us, those people that do think that they know everything about you, just play dumb. Go along with it. Let them think you're clueless, that you don't know that they're talking behind your back. No. Stay in their face and be like, "Oh, okay, yeah. Cool. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. All right. Just go along with it. Let them think you're clueless." Um, especially with spiritual legalism, sometimes you just gotta play dumb, because at this point it can save from an argument. I'm not saying lie. I just want to ask you a question to answer honestly. But if they come at you with some BS and you're like not knowing how to react and you don't want to react a certain way, then play dumb. Let them think you're clueless. Let them think you're vulnerable as much as they put you out to be. Because baby, I'm gonna let you think I'm clueless. I'm gonna let you think that I don't know anything. I'm gonna treat you just the same, with love and compassion and support. And you know, biblically, you have two times, because the Bible talks about how you can go to that person that hurts you and confront them with love and say, whatever the issue is or whatever. But once you go a second time, you can wash your hands and dust your feet off once they don't listen. I mean, it's in there. I mean, it's in the Bible. So, I mean, if people would just read it, they would see, a lot of people would see that communication is actually very simple. Even the Bible talks about simple communication. I mean, excuse me. Oh, my nose, y'all. So, So, I just wanted to come on here and talk about that. Playing dumb and let them think you're clueless, because it can become such a weapon in situations when you have hidden enemies and you don't know who your enemy is, and you're praying for that revelation or burning candles for that revelation, or however you're doing it to get that revelation, cards, whatever. People will really, and especially if you catch on, like if you're catching on to something, people will definitely switch up real quick. Like the person that I talked about in my live the Monday about telling that person I didn't want them in my business, that person thinks that I don't know that they've been talking about me to people that I don't want them talking to people about me from or to or with, because I no longer exist in those levels of life. I don't live in that aspect. I don't live in the past. I move forward. That's how it is. That's how I go for it, So I already know. But I play dumb the entire time. To a certain extent, because after that was said, of course I left or whatever. So but for anybody who needs this, for any family members, if you're struggling with a family member, if it's a spiritual enemy, if it's a frenemy, a friend, a relationship, a mentorship, if you're being guided by somebody, if you are close with someone and you consider them family and they are doing signs and showing symptoms of something shady is going on, find out, but then don't say nothing. That's where we mess up. We always fight. Oh, those cute little dogs. Oh my goodness. Hello. Anyway, so play clueless. Like be dumb for a minute. Because once you find out information spiritually, then you're going to want to take action, do reversals, protection, cleansings, whatever. When in reality, you could just, kind of do the opposite of what that person's trying to do. That person obviously is trying to get some turmoil out of you, some anger. That person's trying to bring down your protection, make you vulnerable mentally, emotionally, whatever it could be that's in a vulnerable area for you. But, excuse me, but when you sit back and you're humble and you don't attack the person that's spreading all these things, because even words can be a form of attack, a spiritual attack, because our words are powerful. We can either speak life or death. It's in the Bible. The power is in the tongue. And whatever you prophesy over your life, you prophesy over your life. You know what I'm saying? So And whatever is revealed, and whatever is hidden is hidden. They're hidden for a reason, and they're revealed for a reason. So when it comes to you finding out information about this person that you're going to have to play dumb with and let them think you're clueless with, I wouldn't even give yourself any energy to get upset, angry, let your mind go wander, because it is really cool when someone can't steal your peace. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've grown so much whenever you just, you know what? I'm not even going to entertain this BS. I'm just going to play dumb and let you think I'm clueless, and I'm going to move on with my life and not even making a big deal, because why are we still doing this? Why are we in this cycle? Obviously, there's some generational things going on with you, because I've been minding my business, and now you want to start acting shady. No, 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 no. I'll play clueless. I'll pretend like I don't see it, but I see it, and I'm being aware of what I say. I'm watching what I give, and I'm making sure I'm limited on my information, because you are showing shady signs. And no, no, play dumb. Let them think you're clueless. I love doing that. I love doing that. I love doing it. But I just wanted to come on here and talk about that today. Just, I hope it helps someone out, but playing dumb is really, 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 it's not a habit to make, but it's definitely, it comes in handy when you are talking to someone who wants you to fail, when someone has a secret that, you know, that they shouldn't be really talking about because it's none of their business, or whether it's a spiritual tool, whatever it is that the person's kind of being shady towards you about. Don't allow it to affect your heart. Don't allow it to affect you as a person, because the thing is, there's so many different aspects to look at. Look at the psychological aspects. If you sit there and you torment yourself, with trying to get back at this person, with trying to feel these things, that's what people don't understand. I'm getting into one of my rants. Let me sit up. So the thing is that people don't want to understand and don't want to look at, because people like to hear things their way, and they like it their way, no other way. They don't want to actually put in effort. You know what I mean? So with that being said, the psychological aspects of that issue, of the person coming to you thinking that they're better than you, high and mighty, or they're talking crap behind your back, and you can sense that shit. Oh, excuse me, didn't mean to say that. You can sense that in the discernment, in the spiritual realm. The spiritual realm is going to let you know, hey, this person's not really for you. They're a snake, whatever, however, the spiritual realm communicates with you. It might be different for, everybody, but in some way we will know, because even the Bible says that God will not leave us ignorant. So there's a lot of discernment that gets downloaded into us when we sense that. And our first thing psychologically we want to do is kind of fight back, is kind of throw the mental torment back at that person, get on their level, and kind of get nasty and petty and call them out for the stuff they're doing. It's just a part of me. I know I want to, like, in that moment, Monday or Sunday, I can't remember, whenever I went to do what I had to do with that person, I fought every urge, but I had peace. There's a difference. I wasn't resisting the letting go and releasing part. I was just submitting to it, surrendering, because at the end of the day, if you have to put up a big fight, then obviously you're doing something right. And if you are struggling internally, but you're able to say the love out your mouth that you're supposed to do, by showing the love and support you're supposed to, but you're not saying all these mean and negative things to this person, then psychologically you won, because psychologically this person didn't touch your buttons. This person didn't make you mad. This, psychologically speaking, that this person didn't get in your head. You're protected, but you can still feel the effects in your body, because your flesh is going to feel that. Your discernment's going to pick up on that. You know what I'm saying? So psychologically, from that level, when someone is testing you, or someone is behind your back doing things, spying on you, when someone is trying to be a monitoring spirit, or when someone is just BSing in front of your face, and through your gifts, your abilities, your talents, that this person has talked about you, and you can get upset internally, but not let it outwardly come out, and you keep your actions focused, and psychologically that person's not in your head. They don't have an influence, they don't have a touch on you. So that's a good thing. The spiritual aspect of what we want to do when people come to us with some dumb stuff is we want to confront them magically. We want to fight back. We want to do reversals, candles, cleansings, breaking things, uncrossings, hexes, whatever. Spiritually, we just jump straight into that, especially if it's defense or spiritual warfare at this point, because if you're warfaring against me, then our initial reaction is, I'm going to warfare against you. But you can take their power away. All those aspects, psychological, spiritual, they're connected, yes, in a way. You know, when you just take away the actions you want to do, and fight what it is you really want to do, but you feel it. You feel the peace circulating through your veins. You feel it. You feel the peace, but you also feel the internal turmoil, the struggle, the hurt, all the bitterness coming up. And your job is to, forgive, forgive, forgive. So when you're able to just sit and be humble and play dumb and let them think you're clueless, it actually defeats a lot of things that Satan wants to happen with you. You don't lose your temper, go overboard, feel bad about it, condemn yourself, all these things when you don't have to go through that. So the aspects that I was just talking about is very important, at least to me, because if I can go into someone's house that I know has been talking about me, and I can sit there and have peace, but I'm still sensing that, like, I want to defend myself right now. I want to prove to you that I'm not what you're thinking I am. But instead of doing that, just letting it go. Play dumb, let them think you're clueless. I'm telling you, it's so fun. So that person that I dealt with doesn't know that I know that you've been talking about me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to let you know that I know, but I know you're talking about me, and it's not so good. And I'm not going to even hold it against you, because if that person called me today, I'd be like, yeah, I'm here for you. I'll pray for you. You know what I'm saying? That's just me as a person. But let them think you're clueless. I'm telling you, it just works. I'm sitting here happy about talking to you about this, but it's so hard to break down in a more simple foundation, because you have to look at the psychological effects, the emotional effects, the scientific effects, the spiritual effects, the natural realm effects, and the spirit realm effects, all these things. So I only wanted to break down psychological and spiritual, because those are the two we're going after, because psychology and magic are two separate things, yes, but what people do to you does psychologically affect you as well. So it's kind of like magic in a way. It's kind of like magic. It's not, but it's kind of like magic, because there's cause and effect in psychology. There's cause and effect in magic. There's cause and effect in anything when it comes to your mouth, period. So I only wanted to break down those two aspects, because I know if I go down the other ones and go into deeper and then re-explain what I'm talking about by psychological aspects and spiritual aspects, then it's going to be like a 5-hour video, and I don't have a battery on my phone to last that long. So I'm just using the psychological and the spiritual, because that's a really good example for people who don't understand. And I'm hoping you understand what I'm saying. But if you can sit in a room with someone who has talked about you behind your back, and you haven't been told that to your face, but you know that person talked about you, but you're playing dumb and letting them think you're clueless, and you're just letting it go and speaking nothing but positivity over their life, then psychologically and spiritually, this person has no legal ground, covenant, or contract with you. So therefore, their plans will not succeed. Their plans will fall to the ground and die. That pit that they digged for you, they will fall into. And no weapon formed against you shall not prosper. Period. End of story. So I just wanted to come on here and talk about that. I hope I made sense, because I feel like I went everywhere. But at the same time, this is just very important. Play dumb and let them think you're clueless is so important, at least in my motto. At least it's just things I've seen in life, things I've seen in the years that I've been doing what I'm doing. That's just the best option, okay? I used to really just, back at people, but now I'm just like, I mean, my face gives me away. I hate that. I can be so sweet, but one person that gets in front of my face after I know you've been talking about me, my face is going to show it. Like, I'm going to be, but I'm still going to be like, yeah, I love you too. Forgiveness is the way. It's going to be a little struggle, but you don't have a psychological hold on me. You don't have a spiritual hold on me, baby. Your plans are done. You're done for, disqualified. So those of you who come and rewatch this and you're like, what is the point of this? Like, you're just going everywhere. You're just going back and forth and you're not making sense. The basic breakdown is that when people come at you and they try to antagonize you, and they try provoking you, and they try doing all these things to you, you have one defense that you can use as a tool. You can also even do the opposite of what they're trying to do to you. You know what I'm saying? You are in control of your own actions, not others. Other people can't control their actions sometimes. And it's just sad because they don't know how to control their own actions. But you are in control of your actions. So therefore, if you know psychologically you can handle this person and you know spiritually you can handle this person, then you shouldn't even have to do anything. You should let it go, because if you study and you take yourself humble, then you know that whatever's done to you will be brought to light, and you know that God will definitely, or whoever you believe in, will definitely have your back. Hi, welcome into the live. You'll know that definitely that person has a back. So while you're playing dumb and letting these people think you're clueless, your spirit guides, you know, whoever God assigned to you to work with, or whoever, whatever angels God gave you at birth, will be working consistently in the spiritual realm to reveal the truth, reveal the person, reveal the actions, reveal the hidden, attack or whatever. Will give you the information that you need if you just wait long enough and you sit there and be patient, because we like to act on impulse sometimes. We don't think about things. Hi, welcome in. We don't think about things like that, but sometimes people act impulsively. They just, oh, you are talking bad about me and my spirit guide showed me, so I'm going to do this hex on you, without actually getting, hey, Orange, how are you? Yes, girl, welcome into the live. I'm in some deep stuff right now. Yes. Yes. I missed you so much, Bookie. Orange Blossom. Yes. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. You know me. I'm always talking about some knowledge, just spitting out something. So when you are able to sit there and use that tool to be humble and not do anything immediately, because I think that's what a lot of people don't understand, is they're jumping off an impulse, excuse me, to defend themselves. And when you're playing dumb and letting people think you're clueless about what they're doing in their actions in the dark, you are actually sacrificing in that moment to do exactly what your emotions and your mind and everything is saying to do. When usually people who end up impulsively making decisions later, even sometimes years later, regret making their decision because they impulsively made it. They didn't take a minute to sit back and realize the consequences. They didn't think about the cause and effect of this. They didn't think about the goal. All they had was pure intent of revenge and vengeance. And that's what gets people effed up a lot of times, because they try to step in God's place. And we got to take a step back and realize the vengeance is his only. And we just have to remain steadfast in faith while things are coming to light and things are being revealed. While you're playing dumb and letting them think you're clueless, God's going to be showing you all these things. And you're going to be like, oh, ho, ho. You know what I mean? So it's a very important tool to me, at least. I don't know. I just think this is going to help somebody. But when you do that, when you actually are humble and you're taking a step back and you're like, okay, I'm not going to do anything about this, but you're psychologically and spiritually not touched by this person, but you know that this person's been talking about you. There's some shady stuff going on, and there's signs, red flags, the way you're feeling their communication change. Oh, no. Don't even attack. Don't even at that point, don't even confront. You know what I'm saying? Take that feeling to your altar or wherever you pray, and sit there and ask to be shown exactly why you're getting this discernment. And then once you're shown, don't talk about it, because if you're shown that this person's trying to take you out to take something because they want a destiny swap with you because you have the perfect life and they want that life, and they're in hell, and that's why they're trying to do all these things to you, and you playing dumb, is really going to throw this person off, because they're not going to have a spiritual sight, a target, a petition to even use accurately against you, because you have stayed silent. You haven't gave you the information they need from you. So that's why a lot of times when you feel spiritual attacks, like people practicing against you, sometimes if you're quiet enough, you notice that you only feel it like a pinch. You only feel like a pinch of someone touching your barriers, because you don't have the public information that they're looking for in order to physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally harm you with magic. And that's what's so cool too, is because when you play dumb to these people and you don't tell them, I know what you're doing, and blah, 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 blah. What if that's what they want? What if they want to hear that from you? Oh, you are being affected. Yes, you are seeing what I'm doing. Give me all the power. No. When people that you sense and discern that are being petty and shady towards you, do not say anything, especially when you get shown a dream or a vision, or you dive into some readings, like you do tarot cards or a pendulum reading or a candle magic reading, whatever you're doing. It could be looking in a bowl of water and scrying. I don't know. But the whole point is, however you find out your information, just write it down and keep it somewhere secure. And when the time comes for that person, for that darkness to come to light, when it's time for that exposure of that person that you've been playing dumb with and letting them think you're clueless on everything, but still being there for them when they're exposed, and you're still being nice to them. It's like the Bible says, when an enemy comes to you and they have done you wrong, take them in and feed them, and give them something to drink, let them sleep somewhere, for it would reap coals of fire upon their head of conviction. So when you are actually, that's where people get a lot of things mixed up, when they just think, oh, well, I can do this because I have this power. Baby, there is one true God that is in control of all these things. And I'm not saying that there's no power in certain things that people do. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is sometimes people just think they can do what they want because they have an experience of power. You know what I mean? But the thing is, if you tap into your authority as well as you do your power through Jesus, a lot of things can be easier for you to overcome without you just having to impulsively, well, I'm just gonna do this hex on them, blah, 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 blah. No, that's wasting your time, wasting your energy, when you could say, you know what, this is just how I at least do it, but I'm just like, you know what, I forgive so and so, they hurt my heart, but I give them to you, God, and I leave it there, and I will continue to show loving actions. You know what I mean? Playing dumb is really, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is that occult saying in the New Age spirituality? Because I think I said it on my Monday live, and I can't remember, but it was like, I can't remember. It was around the lines of, and it connects to information. I think it's like the best, what is it? The best magician is the unseen magician, the one hidden. And that's kind of how it is in a biblical perspective, is the information. The best information is the unknown information, because what information you give out is what can and will be used against you if you do have monitoring spirits and people that are spying on you all the time. So the playing dumb really works out perfectly in my eyes. Like it just works, because if you look at it, if they can't get you psychologically, if they can't be in front of your face and get the reaction they need, then mentally, and they want you to do all these things and you don't, then psychologically they're like powerless to you. You know what I mean? It's like kryptonite at this point. It's their kryptonite when you just sit there and let it roll off your head, and you, okay, well, how was that? Because you're wanting me to ask a question so you can explain what you were doing, and then you can continue on and on and on, and then it's going to turn around to where it's my fault. No, that's not how it works. Let's turn that around. Psychologically, you can't hit my buttons. Spiritually, you can't hit my buttons, but I'm going to still pretend in your face I'm still going to play dumb. You can pretend that you think you're getting away with all you want, but you can't reach me either way in two aspects. So you're going to try to play in my face. Oh, no. That's not how it works, first of all. And I'm going to be quiet. I'm just going to treat you with love, and then we'll see what happens. And then when the exposes comes out, all I'm going to say is I forgive you anyway. You know what I mean? Like, there's no point in arguing. If it's already done and it's in the past, then leave it be. People have a lot of blockages in their magic because, that stuff right there that people look at as so low is actually the cause of a lot of their issues in their life. And that's why their magic sometimes works the opposite, because you don't want to look at that stuff psychologically and spiritually. You want to look at it from a New Age point of view, when New Age is all about the self, and what I do is all about dying to self. So you know what I mean? So, like, it's not about just giving into our urges when it comes to being tested, and it comes to people being fake in front of our face, and then people being shady. Playing dumb is the most important thing, because you don't lose your cool, you don't get too emotional, you don't get overstimulated with anger. I mean, you just sit there and you're quiet. Of course, there's a void there. You could feel the intensity, but you're not allowing that in your life. You're not allowing it in your heart, in your soul, in your mind to affect you, because if you allow that into your mind, if you get affected psychologically by these people who are in front of your face and been doing some stuff behind your back, and you are psychologically affected by this with your emotions going everywhere, then they have control over you. If you are spiritually affected by this person just speaking words, because words are power, there's power and there's life and death in the tongue. So if someone is speaking these things spiritually to you, it's your choice either to stop it, rebuke it, cast it down, because you don't want to receive that. If you are affected by that, then they have control over you spiritually. They have a spiritual covenant in the bloodline with you. So they're going to be messing with you because, anyway. So if you're not affected in both ways, though, then they kind of have no power. And at that point, they're kind of just playing in your face, and they're just waiting on you to react how they want you to react. They want a reason to point you out as the bad person. So that's why I always preach to people, play dumb and let them think you're clueless, because at the end of the day, you don't know my business. At the end of the day, you only know limited information. At the end of the day, I will only give you normal answers and normal conversation. You will not know about my goals and projects and things I want to do. You know what I mean? Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live. Any questions? I know I'm rambling a lot, but if y'all have any questions, I will definitely answer. Welcome in. Enchanted Orange. Did you understand everything I just said? Because, girl, I know that you came in right as I was getting deep with it, but let me turn this off. Hang on. But I want to know if it made sense. Because I know I was... Yes, also true. I missed the beginning, so I missed some of the context, but got the overall idea. Oh, that's supposed to be... that was supposed to be love, LOL. Yes. Yep. Yeah, I feel like some great advice about staying quiet so they don't know what is affecting you. Exactly. That's exactly what that's exactly right there. Exactly what I preach to people right there. It's such a power, it's such a boost, it's such an encouragement, it's such a healing to know that you can keep that to yourself and struggle with it on your own and in private of what you feel, and go to your guides, go to God, go to Jesus, Holy Spirit, the team that God gave you, and confess these things, because once you confess out your mouth and expose something, then it has no more power. So if you confess these things, then these things will drop. I feel like people that get on this live, on each of my lives, and they rewatch this, I sometimes know that I go back and forth and I be not making sense sometimes, but I think you got the gist. And when you look so unbothered, it's going to eat them up inside. Yep. And you're just like, yeah, that's so good. I'm so happy for you. Oh my God. Yes. Get it. Like, you happy for them. And when you tell them their news, well, if you do tell them, because I wouldn't tell them. That's just my opinion. I would be like, congratulations. Oh, don't worry about me, baby. I'm fine. I'm flourishing. I'm good. No matter what circumstance I'm in, I always speak that over my life. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm flourishing, baby. Because it's facts. Yep, as far as they know, we are blessed, period. I mean, excuse me. Yeah. I love teaching about this, is play dumb and let them think you're clueless is so important. There's a deeper aspect that's going to be on Patreon, though. It's not going to be on here. My Patreon's not up yet anyway right now. But y'all already know that because I made a video about it, or a vlog about it, or I lived about it, or something around the lines. Yep. Sorry, I'm just reading comments. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it made sense. I know I kind of went crazy with the psychological talk and the spiritual talk. I know. The main point was just play dumb and let them think you're clueless. And it's such a powerful spiritual principle and physical principle as well when it comes to life. I've noticed that me stop telling people certain things, like even people I'm close with, that it has changed a lot of stuff for me spiritually, just keeping my mouth shut on things that I'm not supposed to be talking about. And especially when I get excited, I have to constantly keep myself from telling people. So I get excited and I just write notes on my phone now. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed this so much. I'm sorry for all the back and forth. Sorry, Enchanted Orange, that you came at the wrong time and you heard me go, you know what I mean? But I will see you guys Friday. I'll probably come back on a live again. I don't know yet. But I hope to see a lot of you there Friday night, or Friday morning. I don't know what everyone's schedule is. So if everyone can let me know when you're kind of free. If y'all will be free Friday night, I can do Friday night. Just comment down below, those of you who are going to rewatch this later. Are you going to be available Friday night, Friday morning? I tried doing mornings, but it seems like we don't get a lot of people, and I don't mind talking to nobody. I'm fine with that. Not gonna bother me. I can hit record and talk to myself too. So, but if y'all are wanting to join, I'm trying to figure out everyone's time. That way I can at least have everyone in there. So I will try to go live around like 7 Friday night and see if that will, work. If that will be good for everyone's timing and maybe getting off work. I don't know. But yeah, I hope to see y'all there. Enchanted Orange, I hope to see you there. And I will see you then. I love you guys. Bye.